Hello, everyone. Welcome to the post contest discussion of Codeforces round 918 D4. So, let's start with the discussion, and Sumit Singh will start with the problem A. So, Sumit, you can take over.
Okay. So this is our first problem. You are given three integer a b c and उसमें से दो सेम है एंड एक डिफरेंट है, तो हमें बस प्रिंट करना है डिफरेंट होगा. सो कोड देखते हैं. तो मैंने तीन एलिमेंट्स इनपुट ले लिए, एन ए बी. अगर ए बी इक्वल है तो प्रिंट एन कर दो, या ए एन इक्वल है तो प्रिंट बी कर दो, नहीं तो ए प्रिंट कर दो. सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन था. हम सेकंड क्वेश्चन कर बढ़ते हैं. A Latin square is a 3 cross 3 grid made up of A, B, C such that in every row there is a letter A, B, and C each appear once. ओके, तो एक 3 क्रॉस 3 ग्रिड दिया है जिसमें हर एक रो में एक अपियरेंस होगा एबीसी का, और हर एक कॉलम में एक अपियरेंस होगा एबीसी का. ठीक है. बस इनपुट में क्या है कि एक क्वेश्चन मार्क रहेगा, और उसमें हमें बताना है कि कौन सा एलिमेंट वहां पर होगा, वैलिड एलिमेंट. इसमें जस्ट ब्रूट फोर्स लगा सकते हैं हम लोग. मैंने कैरेक्टर एरे की तरफ से इनपुट ले लिया, 3 क्रॉस 3 का, और एक सेट ले लिया. ठीक है. अब 3 क्रॉस 3 में ग्रिड में हम लोग आइटरेट कर रहे हैं, और अगर वो क्वेश्चन मार्क है तो जस्ट उस पूरे रो पे एक बार आइटरेट करेंगे, एक बार पूरे कॉलम पे आइटरेट करेंगे, और उसमें जो कैरेक्टर्स रहेंगे हम लोग वो सेट में फिल कर देंगे. अब तुम्हारा आंसर ए बी या सी में से कोई एक होगा. ठीक है. तो एक बार फिर से ए बी और सी में आइटरेट करके देख लेंगे कि सेट में वो कैरेक्टर प्रेजेंट नहीं है, तो वही हमारा आंसर होगा, उसको प्रिंट करके रिटर्न कर देंगे हम लोग. यह सबको समझ आया क्या? हेलो.
हाँ ठीक. किसी को क्वेश्चन करना है?
किसी को
बस नहीं है.
क्वेश्चन है क्या? ओके. Has and buckets tied. अच्छा, इस क्वेश्चन में हमें एक एन साइज का एरे दिया गया है, और अ, हर एक एलिमेंट मतलब एआई जो है वो बताएगा कि कितने वन स्क्वायर वुडन स्क्वायर्स 1 मीटर स्क्वायर के कितने वुडन स्क्वायर है. ठीक है. और इन सबको कॉम्बाइन करके हमें एक बिग स्क्वायर बनाना है. तो हमें बताना है कि हम बना पाएंगे कि नहीं इन सबको कॉम्बाइन करके, using all of the 1 क्रॉस 1 squares or not. So this question, जैसे हम इनपुट रखे तो 9 14 2. ओके. सो इसके कोड की तरफ बढ़ते हैं. तो हमें जैसे 1 मीटर स्क्वायर का वुडन बॉक्स दिया, इसे मिला के हमें एक बिग स्क्वायर बनाना है. तो हमें एक स्क्वायर का प्रॉपर्टी क्या होता है कि उसके मतलब स्क्वायर साइड साइड का मल्टीप्लिकेशन दोनों साइड सेम, हर साइड सेम रहता है. तो उसका अगर हम तो इसलिए अगर हम एरे का पूरा सम ले ले और उसका स्क्वायर रूट निकाले और उसको मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, तो उस सम के बराबर होना चाहिए, तभी वो स्क्वायर होगा, नहीं तो वो स्क्वायर नहीं होगा. इसमें किसी को डाउट है तो पूछ सकता है। हेलो।
इसमें इसमें मुझे कुछ बोलना है।
जी। हेलो।
हाँ, इसे इसमें मैंने कोड किया था और इसको सबमिट भी किया था,
हाँ।
लेकिन मतलब वहाँ पर आउटपुट में ये दिखा रहा है कि ये मतलब एक साथ 5 टेस्ट केसेस इनपुट मिलेगा और फिर बाद में आउटपुट में भी 5 टेस्ट केसेस का ही मतलब आउटपुट आना चाहिए, लेकिन मेरा इंडिविजुअल टेस्ट केसेस का आउटपुट आ रहा था।
अच्छा, तुमने मतलब एक बार नाम बता देना अपना। फटफट से हैंडल बताना, मैं तुम्हारा कोड देख लेता हूँ।
जो भी बोल रहे हैं, क्या उसने सुमित एक बार क्लोज करो अपना माइक, इको हो रहा है।
ओके।
हाँ, तो तुम्हारा इशू ये था ना कि आई गेस शोविक राइट, कि
हाँ देखिए।
इंडिविजुअल टेस्ट केस के लिए हो रहा है बट एंटायर के लिए नहीं हो रहा है।
हाँ हाँ।
तुम शायद मैप यूज कर रहे हो एंड तुम मैप को उन सब चीज को शायद ग्लोबली डिक्लेयर करके क्लियर नहीं कर रहे हो, इसलिए वैल्यूज स्टोर हो जा रहे हैं एक क्वेरी के लिए, तो वही वैल्यूज शायद नेक्स्ट क्वेरी में अपडेट नहीं हो रहे। लाइक तुम दूसरे किसी टेस्ट केस का वैल्यू कैरी फॉरवर्ड कर रहे हो किसी दूसरे में, आई गेस वो इशू हो सकता है। इन दैट केस इंडिविजुअल काम करते हैं अच्छे से बिकॉज एक टेस्ट केस होता है ना, बट अगर मल्टीपल हो जाए तब इशू कर सकता है, इन केस अगर मैप को तुम क्लियर नहीं कर रहे एंड इट इज
तो
डिक्लेयर्ड ग्लोबली।
दीदी मतलब ये कंपटीशन में जो भी मतलब क्वेश्चंस आएगा उनमें क्या डीएसए का कॉन्सेप्ट यूज करना पड़ेगा क्या?
डीएस
अच्छा, मैं समझा। तुम्हारा इश्यू समझा। आई गेस तुम टेस्ट केस इनपुट नहीं ले रहे। हर क्वेश्चन में बोला है कि टेस्ट केस एक लेना है। देखो तो सुमित, एक क्वेश्चन खोलो कुछ, जैसे कि फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन। तुमने फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन किया सौविक?
हाँ हाँ, क्या?
अच्छा, तो तुम्हारा हैंडल बताना।
ये रहा फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन।
मेरे फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन में मतलब उसका टाइम टाइम लिमिट एक्सीड हो गया था, इसलिए मतलब एक्सेप्ट नहीं हुआ वो, ऐसे कोड
अच्छा
चल रहा था।
अच्छा अच्छा, समझा। तुम टेस्ट केसेस को कैसे इनपुट ले रहे हो, बोलो तो।
कोड चैट्स में लिख दो।
हाँ, तुम
हाँ
अगर कोड शेयर कर सकते हो चैट बॉक्स पे या फिर अगर हैंडल दो तो हम लोग देख सकते हैं, अभी बताएंगे। सुमित जरूरत नहीं है, हम लोग खुद देख के तुमको बता सकते हैं। हैंडल शेयर करो या फिर कोड शेयर कर दो चैट बॉक्स पे।
दीदी ये मतलब हैंडल कैसे शेयर करते हैं वो बताएंगे?
तुम्हारे सीएफ का हैंडल का नेम क्या है, प्रोफाइल आईडी क्या है?
सुमित, दिखा दो एक बार कैसे करते हैं।
आईडी दिखा दो तो सुमित।
आईडी दिखा दो। ये ये जो टॉप में तुम्हारा नाम रहता है उसको हैंडल बोलते हैं। इसको दे दो।
हाँ रुकिए, मैं शेयर कर रहा हूँ।
सुमित,
हाँ भैया।
तुम इंग्लिश में एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो?
इंग्लिश में। ओके भैया, डी क्वेश्चन कोई और कर सकता है क्या? मतलब उसमें मुझे प्रॉब्लम होगा था सबमिट मतलब एक्सप्लेन करने में।
हाँ
अच्छा ठीक
ठीक
है।
है, डी डी को मैं कर दूँ कि तुम कर दोगे डिम्पल?
हाँ, तुम करो करो, डी एफ कर दो।
ठीक है।
क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 का मेरा से ये टाइम लिमिट एक्सीड हो गया है, वैसे मतलब काम कर रहा था कोड।
Okay, second.
एक्चुअली तो ये फार्डिक गलत है, आई गेस मोस्ट प्रोबेबली फार्डिक गलत है। इशू इज तुम्हारा ये हो रहा है, आउट ऑफ रेंज जा रहा है, सेगमेंटेशन फॉल्ट देना चाहिए था मोस्ट प्रोबेबली।
तुम 10 का डिक्लेयर कर दे रहे हो, बट इट शुड बी लाइक तुम नीचे का देखो ना, लूप चला रहे हो, एरे आई जो तुम एक्सेस कर रहे हो, दैट आई इज इनपुट्स तक जा रहा है ना, तो बेसिकली तुम एरे इनपुट्स होना चाहिए था, नॉट एरे 10। 10 तुमको किधर से मिल रहा है? लाइक तुम अगर इनपुट तक चला रहे हो, इनपुट तक एरे आउटपुट कर रहे हो, तो वो तुम एरे का साइज भी इनपुट्स होना चाहिए ना, दैट शुड बी एन
थोड़ा
अनलाइक।
सा
हाँ,
सेकंड टेस्ट केस दिखाओ, लाइक सौभिक देखो फर्स्ट टेस्ट केस में 10 इनपुट्स है, लेकिन सेकंड टेस्ट केस में 270 इनपुट्स है, नीचे जाओ।
हम्म
सो इसीलिए
ओ हाँ
तुम्हारा
हाँ।
गलत है,
ओ
okay.
तो तुम्हें वो वेरिएबल रखना होगा
10
साइज
टेस्ट केस तक ही
साइज।
चल पा रहा।
हाँ हाँ
तो
Okay.
भैया उसका मतलब इसका करेक्ट कोड क्या होगा?
इसका
वो
करेक्ट कोड थोड़ा सा दिखाओ ना।
कौन से चीज का?
दिखा sure.
ए का कोड अच्छे से।
मैंने
अच्छा,
मतलब
उसका
ये
सी तक एबीसी हो गया है क्या सुमित का?
हाँ हो
हाँ
गया।
दीदी।
हाँ ठीक है, मैं टेक ओवर करती
मेरे कोड में मतलब क्या मॉडिफिकेशन करके उसका मतलब ठीक कर सकता हूँ, वो बोल दीजिए।
हूँ। ओके, सो आर यू कंफर्टेबल इन इंग्लिश? सुमित, म्यूट
यस दीदी।
म्यूट
हाँ
करो।
दीदी। ओके।
Okay. So Shovik, right? You're comfortable in English?
यस दीदी।
Okay. So see, the question is, in C++, what like simple I have done. इसमें like first thing is the issue with yours code was that you were taking inputs, like this is your input. Okay, I'm saying in terms of your variable, this is your inputs, and as you can see there are that many number of test cases given where you are having each three. So what you can simply do is like instead of taking even variables, simply like in I have made a template, it's my template, like I have taken the input, like your inputs is my queue, this is my number of test cases which I'm taking, and every time I'm calling the function, my solve function, which is solving the problem for that particular number of test cases. After that, what I have been doing, like I have created a three size vector because I know in the question it is given that you will be given three numbers a, b, c. So like even you can solve the question like taking the three variables individually, but to be like is make it even easier, like what you can do, just take a vector of three size. Here you can predefine because I know that I will always get three numbers only. After that, I have just sorted the vector. Like what happens if you sort a vector, I'm telling you. Suppose A, B, like my screen is visible, right?
यस।
So suppose A, B, and C are the numbers given to you. And in the question, it is given that two numbers are equal. Okay. So when you will be sorting these two numbers, that means two equal number will always be adjacent to each other. Either this might be the equal numbers or this might be the equal numbers. Because दो तो equal है ही. तो जब तुम sort करोगे, sort में क्या होता है? It is always sorting in the increasing manner, right? So that's what I have done. If v0 is not equal to v1, that means my unique number is v0. बिकॉज सॉर्टेड में है तो एक को तो इक्वल होना ही होगा, सो v1 v2 के बराबर हो गया मतलब। और अगर v0 नहीं है, दैट मीन्स v2 इज माई आंसर। मिडिल एलिमेंट कभी आंसर हो ही नहीं सकता, बिकॉज वो आइदर अपने लेफ्ट से इक्वल होगा या फिर अपने राइट से इक्वल होगा। सो आंसर इज आइदर द फर्स्ट वन और द लास्ट वन। सो ये एक तरीका हो सकता है सॉल्व करने का, और इवन यू कैन टेक लाइक वेरिएबल्स एंड सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम, देयर इज नो इशू। एंड ट्राई टू टेक द इनपुट्स लाइक दिस, कोई जरूरत नहीं
ओके
है लाइक एरे डिफाइन करने की।
ओके।
Okay, so I'm starting with the D question. Okay, So basically, in the D question, it is given. They have like there's somebody called Lyra, and she has designed her own language of 5 letters: A, B, C, D, E. So just forget for some time your that English vowels and consonants. Just forget, and here it has given their own meaning of vowels as A and E, which it is being determined using capital V, and the consonants are B, C, D, which are represented as C. So now our simple question is that you have been given one particular string, which is the word that is given. You have to now demarcate them in such a way that I'm creating them as like words of either they will be falling as CV or they will be falling as CVC, because these are the two types of syllables which are defined. CV matlab one first is consonant, the second is vowel, or it will be one vowel surrounded by two consonants. So we'll have to break this word only in these two format. You cannot have anything. So this is what we have to do, and there may be multiple possible answer also. So all the correct possible answers will be correct, and just while splitting we have to give a delimiter, that is a period sign we have to give. So let's reduce the question to what the question has been stating us. So the problem, okay, so according to us, my V is A and E, and my C is B, C, and D. So now observe one thing. What we require CV and CVC. So let's dry run the thing, taking the first test case. BA BA is okay. BACEDBA. So let's, what I have done in my code, I have first converted this string into my given CV format. So my B will be C, A will be V, C will be C, E will be V, D will be C, B will be C, A will be V, and B will be again C. Now, what I have done, I found it easier. I have tried to create the demarcation starting from the ending of the string. Like there is one observation as you can see. Suppose currently, if I am having C as the, suppose there is a general temp string that I have created. There is a string answer, and that will like help me to get what particular string I'm having currently at hand. So suppose in my string, now I'm having C. So if you make an observation, C, to the left of C, I can have V. To the left of C, I can have V. To the left of V, I can have one C. This is also possible. But to any C, there will not be any corresponding, like, this cannot be a break. Like, you cannot continue and have a string with this because there is no, otherwise, you will not be able to create CVC or CV. So, what I have done is that starting from the right, I have taken this into an encounter C. Now I'm checking whether whatever character is there, if it is possible to insert into like the left of C. Since V is there, I have a string CVC where I'm getting V to the left of C. So I'm taking V also. After that, again, I'm checking, can C come to the left of V? Yes. CV, it is possible. So I'm taking this. After that, I'm saying, now can C come to the left of C? No. This string also doesn't have, this string also doesn't have. So here, this will be one break for me. So that means this is one part. Similarly, now my new string will start from here, C. Again, I'll check whether I can put V to the left of C. Yes. V is allowed. Same. Can I put C to the left of V? Yes. This is allowed. Can I put V now to the left of C? Yes, I can put. But if I put this, my string size will be 4. And my desirable size is max is 3. Either CV of 2 size or CVC of 3 size. I cannot have a 4 size length. So by default here, I have to make a break even if it is allowed. Getting my point. So again, now starting is V. To the left of V, I can have C. So you can continue doing the same. And in that manner, you can create a temporary string. You can like take help of a temporary string for getting this and making it empty and appending it to the answer. In that way, finally, you will get a string answer. If you just reverse it now, after this, whatever string you will be getting, it will be like B, A, B. After that, when you're emptying it, just put a dot, period, edit. Then you will be getting D, E, C, dot. Then you'll be getting A and B. So if you just reverse the answer, that will be your final answer. So this is what I have done. I'm just showing the code. Oh, that was D, right? The implementation is pretty like that, but it may vary from person to person. So I have just created a map of character where I have said that A equals to B, E equal to V, B equal to C. I have done. Then I have created one string answer that will be my final answer, and temp that will help me to append to this answer string every time I'm getting like the answer, the condition. So first is if my temp is empty, I'm just appending the answer. Or else another check for appending is that if it is C and currently if it's coming V, and if my already present in the temp string is C and the temp size is less than equal to 2. The same for V and C and the temp size is less than equal to 2. If it is like that, then I'm again appending. Otherwise, the general case is that if I'm getting a size of 2 and my temp back is C or the temp size is 3, because you cannot have a greater than, it is either CV or CVC. So I'm just appending it with a period and then I'm emptying the temp. At the end, just there will be an extra period which you have to pop out. After that, you reverse this string and that will be your answer. So that was D. The implementation will vary from from person to person. So you may have a different way of implementing, but this logic is what I found easier. Any question?
No, I guess you can continue.
Okay. So I'm done going with the E. Okay. So in the E problem, it is given that basically the question says you that find a subarray in which the sum of all the odd indices is equal to the sum of all the even indices. That has been only conveyed to you in the form of a story of Lulia and whatever his partner. So basically, how can we bring about this thing? So let's pick up a test case and understand how actually we can figure out how to solve this problem. All right. So let's have this test case. One, two, one, 1 to 11 it was, I guess. Yeah, 1 2 11 4 1 5 1 2. So here what are our indices? If I say 1 2 1 2 3 4, still lying in here, 5 6 7 8. So here the total length is 8. So if you say you have odd indices as 1 3 5 8 and the even indices 3 2 4 and 6. So what our intention is that we want to find any subarray. It can be like that or like that, anything such that the sum of the even indices should be equal to sum of odd indices. So what one intuition you can find it out? I'm not solving it right now, I'm just telling. Suppose this is the subarray, and if it is having the sum of even indices as the sum of odd indices, so if I have to make subtract the sum of odd from sum of even, it will give me 0, right? So suppose if this is my starting point of the required subarray and if this is the ending point, that means the net increment or decrement will be 0. So whatever sum I'm getting here, suppose it is x, after crossing that subarray, my sum will still be x, because this subarray is nullifying the effect of both the even indices and odd indices. So that means whatever sum I'm getting here, I'm getting the sum as here also. So there will be a repetition of particular sum value. So that what particular intuition we have to like find it out and we have to code it up. That's the entire question. We just need to find one particular sum value which will show its duplicacy. Like there will be one repetition of particular sum value. And as soon as you are finding out that, that means there exists one subarray. So if I have to dry run, suppose my current, let's have a sum variable as 0. So starting from my first element, my sum will now become 1. Okay, what I'll be doing is that since I have to, as I told, in my sub array to get a 0 decrement, let's suppose that for all the even indices considering 1 based, I will be decrementing my sum, and for all the odd I will be incrementing, because that's how I will be able to get a sub array if it exists with net 0 decrement or 0 increment. So what I'm doing, for all odd indices I'll be adding, I'll be incrementing my sum variable, and for all the even I'll be decrementing. So after passing the first index my sum becomes 1. After passing the second index my sum becomes 1 minus 2, that is equal to minus 1. All right, so here let's have some data structure that is keeping a count of all this sum. Like till now I have got 0 sum, till now I have got 1 sum, till now I'm getting minus 1. So now after crossing the third index, it will be 1 minus 2 plus 3. So what sum I'm getting? Minus 1 plus 3 is 2. Yeah. So let's, still now there is no repetition of sum. All these sum are unique values. Okay, fine. So let's do, after 1 minus 2 plus 3, that is 2. 2. Now I'll be decrementing. Minus, sorry, 1, 2, it was 11. 1 minus 2 plus 11. These are my array indices, okay? These are not the value. The values are up. Okay. So 1 minus 2 plus 11, that's giving me plus 10. Yeah. Still now there is no repetition of value. After crossing this index, it will be minus 4. 10 minus 4, that will give you 6. Till now there is no repetition. After crossing the 6 value, I'll have to increment it by 1. 6 plus 1, that will give me 7. Still no repetition. After 7 plus 1, it will be minus 5. 7 minus 5, that will give you 2. Sum 2 plus 1. Then again after 3 minus 2, that will give you 1. So what you can find it out is that I have got a sum as 1, and also initially I had a sum 1, which means that this is the subarray. Like there is some subarray which had a repetition which gave me a sum value which was already like present. That means this particular thing that I have traversed, this subarray gave me a net 0 increment and decrement. So even if you see from the test case, this is giving you 11, 12, 13, and this is the subarray, as you can see. Because here also you are getting 1, here it was 1. So this is the subarray, which is, so you are not required to find the subarray. You just need to say if there exists or not. So as soon as you get a repetition, that means there exist. So let's see the code. Yeah. So whatever I have said, I have created, like maintained a map structure for keeping account of the sum. Then what I have done, considering it 0 indexed, so I have incremented for 1, and for the alternate I have decremented. So this check is not needed, just I have given, because even if its count is 0, it will be there in your map count if you initialize as map 0 equal to 1. Otherwise you have to give this check. So okay equal to 1, you can just simply break here also. You can, like, no need to continue once you get 1. So if my this particular variable is like 1, then it's yes, otherwise no. So this is how is can be done. Any doubt?
Somebody asked if E can be solved using DP.
DP.
Mm.
Can it be?
Like, uh, like if we write DP, we have to figure out something of O of n. I guess that will be hard.
Yeah, and even the
Mm.
thing is like in the sum can go in negative also, I guess,
Mm, mm,
isn't it? So
mm.
in that case, the
Yes,
map
yes,
is
yes.
handling.
I, yes, yes. It is not possible. It is not
It's not
possible. O of
possible.
n DP is.
Because
Mm,
getting my point, like the sum in
mm,
this case, as I told, as you can see, the sum is getting a negative also. So in a vector, you
mm,
cannot store negative value, right? So you can't, you have to do with map, like STL is needed. Otherwise, you
mm.
cannot do.
DP will not be
Just
possible for this.
storing will be issue.
More, the issue is we have to do this in O of n.
Hmm.
Mm,
Dimple, would you like to explain F? It's the PBDS
no,
one.
you explain. I'll explain Z.
Okay, fine. Okay, so this question basically it's given that there are n people on the number line and the ith person is at particular point ai and she wants to go to a point bi. It's given that ai is less than bi and all these starting and ending points are distinct. That means, like, suppose considering that there are two different lines and you have to make a connection between them, and given the condition like ai is less than bi and all the starting and ending points are different, it eventually comes out that all the 2n numbers are distinct. So it has like create made your problem a bit easier. So now what is given, all the people will start moving simultaneously at a speed of 1 unit per second. So this thing, to be honest, has got no value. Like you can just consider that there is a simple line which has been drawn from each point to each the other point at the same time. So this particular line means that only ki you are all we have already made the connections. So now you have to find the answer. Find the answer for what? Like what are the number of matchings? What are the number of crossings? Sorry. Like when two people meet at the same point, they will greet each other once. So how many greetings will be there? Greetings means number of crossing points of two lines. So basically we have to find out how many crossing points will be there. So this question can be the one thing that helped me to get the idea. It's like just yeah. So suppose like this is so bad. So suppose this is my line and this is the other line. All right. And suppose you are given points like A1 and corresponding point is suppose somewhere here. Okay. B1. You don't know. You just know that A1 is less than B1. Then you have A2. Let's suppose that we have sorted all the given points in the increasing order, or you can say non-decreasing order. So my next point, I'm considering my next point is here and it is having somewhere its b point is b2. All right, now my third point it is here. So just imagine one thing, if all the values, if like a2 occurs to the ahead of to the right of a2, in that way if I make a connection like this, there will never be a crossing. So, when can we have a crossing? We can only have a crossing if for any ahead far off point, the B1, its B3 is somewhere here. Like, even though its A value is greater than the previous A values, but its B value is somewhere here. Getting my point? Like, it is greater than B, and like my drawing is not perfect. Just a minute. Like, this A2 is somewhere here, and I just need a B1, B1, B2, and its B3 is greater than A3 but it is less than B2. So this is my crossing point. So this is a crossing point. So this is the only concept. Like whenever I'm getting a value greater than like a value which is greater than its previous values, but its b value is less than some of the already occurred b value. So it might even be like there are many other points which are to the right, like this, and there comes a value which is like this. So that means here is one crossing point, here is one crossing point. So our main intention is to find at every particular point how many points are there whose b value is greater than this current points b value. So that many number of crossings will be provided by that particular point. I hope that's clear. I have tried to explain it in the best possible way. So that's how the concept, for which there exists a particular data structure in C++, that is ordered set. Also, it is known as policy based data structure, that is PBDS, for which you need to just include these header files. These are the requirements for PBDS. In this PBDS that I'm using the word less. Less means it will help me to perform any operation on it for all the elements which are lesser than a given element. If you write less equal, then it will act as a multi-set. Like I'm writing here less, so it will act as set. But when I'm writing less equal, it will be like multi-set. That means duplicate entries will also be taken into account. Here I'm eliminating the duplicate entries. Why? Because in the question it is said all the 2n values are distinct. If this wouldn't have been the case, then you will have to write less equal to take into account the duplicate values as well. So I have created a vector of pair. I have inserted in them. I have just sorted it. After that, what I'm doing, I have created a PBDS. I'm taking the XY, I'm inserting it into the PBDS, and I'm checking. Okay, so PBDS has two different types of functions: order of key and find by order. Order of key will give you the number of elements which are lesser than particular Y, and find by order gives you the index of element. So I'm taking use of this particular specific function of PBDS, order of key. So with the help of this, what I'm getting all the b values which are less than this particular b value, but my requirement is the greater. So what I can simply do, I have just incremented this because I have inserted this value, and I'm taking a dot size minus cnt. That means currently how many elements are there in my PBDS structure and how many elements are less than my current b value, because that is not my requirement. I need all the b values which are greater than my current b value. So in that way, I'm adding to my answer, that is the number of crossings, and so the final answer will be the sum of all such crossings. So this is how the f can be done using PBDs. Any query? Like, I believe this is the easiest way to solve this problem in a very less amount of time, because this data structure is only used for that, these two functions. Okay, then if there is no query, Dimple, you can continue. The G.
Okay, I'll continue with Z. Stop presenting.
Yeah.
Hmm. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is. Yeah, but it has got
Okay.
stuck, I guess. Is it for me? No, it's, yeah, it's visible. It's visible.
Okay, let's first try to understand the question. Okay, there is a graph given. We have to, there is a connected graph. Huh? The given graph is connected. That means all the nodes will be connected. There will be no forest like thing. Then what we have to do is we have to travel from the city 1 to the city n, and for traveling we have to take a bike. Okay, every node has a bike attached to it. I can take any bike, and also each bike has its slowness factor, like some bikes goes faster than some bikes, other bikes. So I have to find the best possible route to from 1 to n using those bikes. Okay, just going for the solution. So like for questions like this, we have to find the shortest time to reach n from 1, we use like the extra or something like that. So let's analyze the first test case. Okay, this test case is, let's copy the test case and paste it here. Okay, so it says edge there is an edge between 1 and 2 with like weight 2, like distance will be 2. I have given the distance by blue color, and like the speed of the bike, slowness factor of the bike, I have denoted by like red color. So you can see this is the first node 1 to 2, the distance is 2, and the slowness factor of 1 is 5, and slowness factor of 2 is 2, and slowness factor of 3 is 1, and the distance between 2 and 3 is 1. So 2 and 4 is 5 distance apart, and the slowness factor of 4 is 3, and slowness factor of 5 is 3, and 2 and 5 is 7 distance apart, and 4 and 5 is 1 distance apart. Okay. So let's try for according to question, going like what are the possible routes for going from 1 to n. So let's try using a route. So what I can do is I can go from 1 to 2. So I have to go to from 1 to 2 because that's the only possible route from 1 to like going from 1 to n. So the like cost will be from 1 to 2 will be 10, because the slowness factor of 1 is 5 and the road is 2 distance apart, so the cost will be 10 always. Okay. Then after 2, I can choose between 2 and 5, 2 and 4, and 2 and 3. If I choose to go from 2 and 5, so the cost will be 7 into like uh, as you can see, previously I had a bike that has a slowness factor of 5, and now I have a bike that has a slowness factor of 2. So I'll obviously choose the less slowest bike, so that is the that that has slowness factor of 2. So I'll choose 2. So how much cost it will take 14, because 2 into 7 is 14. So I have reached 5 with 24 cost. So let's see if going through other route give us less cost. So 1 to 2 is not optional. Always we have to take 1 to 2. After 2, I can take 2 and 4. So taking the road 2 and 4. So the cost will be 10 plus from 2 to 4. The cost is 2 into 5, because I'll take the bike that has less slowness factor to 10, and I can go from 4 to 5. The cost will be I can take 2 bike slowness factor of 2 bike from 4 to 5 also. So the cost will be 2, so that is equal to 22. As you can see, the cost is 2 points lesser. Let's see if we can get lesser cost. For let's travel from 1 to 2, 2 to 3. Okay, so what is the cost there? 10 plus for 2 to 3, the cost will be 2 into 1, 2. Plus, as you can see, after 3, I have got a bike of like a slowness factor of 1. So I will always take the least slowest factor bike that has the lowest slowness factor. So after taking the bike that has a slowest factor of 1, I'll travel from 3 to 2 again. 3 to 2 again to reach 5. I have to reach 5 now. So the cost will be from 3 to 2 will be 1, because the distance is 1, slowness factor is 1. So after reaching 1, I can go through 2 to 4. 2 to 4, that will cost my 5 only, because I have a bike that has slowness factor of 1 only. Then I will go to 2 to 4. Then after 4, I will go to 5. So the cost will be 5 plus for 4 to 5, the cost will be 1 only. So the cost is, how much the cost is? It is 19 only. And as you can see, the given answer also says 19. So this is the best possible for route for like route for the user to go from 1 to n. So now how can we simulate this in Dijkstra? So as you can see in Dijkstra, what happens, we travel one node only once, but in this question we have to travel the node, we may need to travel the node twice or thrice. But when we will travel the node again, as you can see, I have uh, got I have went from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 1. What is the difference that I changed my bike to a slower bike for from 2 to 3 to go 3 to 2. If there has been an like a bike with slowness factor of 5, it would not have been beneficial for me to go from 3 to 2 again. If it is in 2 also, it would not have been a beneficial for me to go from 3 to 2. So the best it gave us best possible answer because it has a bike that has slowness factor of 1 only, that is less than every other like bikes. So you can see like we can simulate this in if we take two like two state dp type, where distance of ij, it is a two state dp. Okay. Distance of I and j, where I denotes the node I am visiting, denotes the node I am visiting currently, and z denotes the bike, the slowest bike I got till now. So you can see from going 1 to 2, I have got a slowest bike of 2 only. But I after visiting 1 2 2 to 3 3 to 2, I've got a bike of slowness factor 1. So that is the difference between those two things. So up to implement this, we can like you can see the implementation part. So I have taken a priority queue for the extra that contains three values. First is the distance, current cost, the minimum cost I have to reach the node, and second value denotes the bike, the slowest bike I got till now to reach that node. Okay, I am popping the top element of the priority queue at the first, and I'm checking for the like this condition. If like it is already less, then continue. Then I'm checking if like buying this current bike would be beneficial for me or not. Like if the current bike is much lower than the my previous bike, so I'll take the this bike. So I'll buy this bike and simulate the cost for the like going to its neighbors to reach n. So at last I'll take like best possible answer. So that's it for the zik. Does anybody has any doubt?
No, भैया.
Okay. Sid.
So we can end this session, I guess.
Hello Sid.